going to go on to some problems. I call these tricky problems because they're a little tricky. You could call them stupid problems because they're stupid. They're kind of pointless, but it's exactly the kind of thing that the AP test likes to ask. They like to ask some stupid things to see if you're paying attention. Now, we're problem solvers, so all we need is a couple bits of information and we'll put the rest together. And I do want to warn you that there are more complicated ones coming. We're just dealing with basic costs right now, but we're going to build up to some more trickiness, so do pay attention so you start to get the hang of this. Okay, so here's our first problem. I'm going to cover up the solution to make it exciting. All right, total costs. You've been given the total costs are $100 at 10 units. You're also told that fixed costs are $20. Now, the question is, what is AVC, or average variable cost? So you've been given some totals. You've got the quantity. What's the average variable? Now, keep in mind that fixed costs plus variable costs equals total costs. We do know that. All right. Now, do you like to do this with totals or do you want to do it with averages? You have to ask yourself that because there's two different ways to do this problem. We're going to do it the totals way first. Okay, stay tuned. Here's what you were given previously. You were given $100 for the total cost. You were given $20 for the fixed cost. By the way, how many units are we dealing with? We're dealing with 10. That'll be relevant in a moment. Now, it should be very simple for you to say, well, geez, given that, variable cost has to be 80 because basically variable plus fixed gives us total. Okay, so that's easy. Now we have variable cost. But we wanted to know average variable cost, so we got to take that $80, divide it by the number of units, which is 10, and we get an answer of $8. Okay, so given some totals, we can calculate the average. All right, now hopefully you're saying, hey, that wasn't tricky. Well, let's do it the average way. This would be the wrong way to do this in this one, but let's just see how it works out. All right, here's that same problem again. Total cost, $100 at 10 units. Fixed costs are 20. Now, what we're going to do this time is turn these into averages because what we're really trying to get to is average variable cost. So ATC, let's do that one first. We take the total 100, divide it by its quantity 10. 100 divided by 10 is $10. Fixed costs were 20. Divide it by the number of quantity, which is 10, and we get $2. All right, here comes the hard math. 10, which is ATC, minus 2, which is AFC, equals 8. And there it is. ATC minus AFC equals AVC, $8. Okay, so let me just pause here before we do another problem and say, hopefully that math is easy, but you do need to know what these terms mean. We're going to be doing this over and over, but it can't just be an abstract game of letters. Average total cost, ATC, you need to know what that means. It's all of the cost divided by the unit. That's why it's called average total cost. AFC, average fixed cost. You need to know what that means. It's all the costs fixed spread over the number of units. So like when we started with the laundry soap problem, the idea is we need to be able to understand what these averages really are. Okay, let's do another problem. And here we go. AFC is $5. VC is $100 at 20 units. And what we're asked to find here is ATC. ATC. All right, let's do that using totals. All right, we're going to use totals. Great. So AFC is $5 times 20 units. I'm going slow here so you can get this written down. So FC equals 100. Okay, so AFC 5 times 20 equals 100. So now we're totaling out fixed cost. Now we are already given variable cost total as 100. So now we have total fixed, total variable added together, and we get $200 for total cost. Now we were asked average total cost. So we take that 200, divide it by the number of units, which is 20, and we end up with 10. So that's the answer to the problem. Okay. I think that was a fine way to do it. We did it the total way. So we got to turn our averages into totals, get our total, and then divide back by the quantity to get average. Okay, not too amazing. Now, this final part, let's do it as averages, okay? This might be simpler. There's the AFC we were given of $5. We were given the variable cost of 100, so let's divide that by 20 right now to also get $5. So now we have AVC and we have AFC. Now we know that ATC is simply the sum of the two types of costs. So AFC, 5, we were given that. AVC, 5, we did some fancy math to get that. 5 plus 5, equals 10. It's the same answer. All right, that's going to wrap it up on basic costs. Again, feel free to watch these again, especially so you have a feeling for how to do these tricky questions. There's more to go, so we got to have this down pretty pat.